Welcome, everybody. I am so thankful for us to have this call. I was talking with my husband because, as you guys probably know, every team call we have a big recognition presentation that we put together, and the past couple of months have been a little sparse. And I told my husband today as we were walking to pick up our girls and I had finished our presentation, I was like, this is amazing. We have had such an incredible past month and there's so much excitement and so much momentum. We had so many incredible rank ups. We have so many people who are helping lots of people. Do you guys know that, and I wrote it in my phone when I listened to it today, do you guys know that in those 10 days from the Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale, in those 10 days, I hope I'm understanding this correctly, I re-listened to it 3 times to make sure I was, that we had 16,821 new enrollments company-wide in those 10 days. That's almost 16,300 new enrollments. So if you're at a place where you're like, everybody's tried Plexus, everybody's heard about Plexus, nobody wants to do that. That's over 16,000 people in 10 days that got started with Plexus. So holla, we are in momentum. Let's catapult off of this and have so much fun this holiday season as we're transitioning into the new year. Hashtag new year, new me, whatever that phrase is. I am so excited about it. So I'm going to do a quick screen share. Oh, and also, did you guys know that we sold more balance in those 10 days than we do in a 5-month period? And I say we collectively, Plexus, not our team necessarily, but Plexus in general sold more balance in 10 days than we have in 5 months. That's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick screen share for us so we can do our recognition, and then we will transition to our beautiful guest speaker. Okay. Sorry, we have neighbors over for dinner. Sorry, everyone. Okay. I can't see anybody. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Casey Cox, you're the only one I can see, and it's a black screen. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see this? Or somebody? Okay, I'm just gonna.
I can see it. You're good.
Thank you, Lace. Okay, so welcome to our December team call. We have 2 really big rank ups to celebrate from November. 2 senior golds hit a new rank up. So Kim Million and Carly, congratulations. I am so, so proud of you guys. You had a phenomenal month and you have lots of duplication on your team. Very proud of you. We also had 3 senior silver rank ups. Lisa, Crystal, and Kimberly. Oh gosh, that went really fast. Let me go back to that. Congratulations, you guys. That is amazing. And I believe, I think all 3 of these women are fairly new too. So I am so, so proud of you. If you guys have team members that are being celebrated here, shout them out in the chat. We had 9 silver rank ups. Not sure why Christina and Katie's pictures aren't showing up. I'm so sorry. They were on here a minute ago. Don't know where they are. But we had Brooke, McKenna, Noelle, Chelsea, Monique, Tiffany, Christina, Katie, and Darla. Again, Christina and Katie, if you're on here, I don't know why your pictures aren't showing up, but I will send you guys this graphic so you guys can celebrate on your social media and just feel very loved and recognized. We also have a lot of women who are earning Punta Cana. I am so proud of everybody here. This is not in any particular order. I just threw it all together. And we have a lot of people that are right on the brink of earning this too. And this is a tough contest. And so what this shows me is that these women who are on this list right now, they are in some momentum. They are personally working their business and they are helping their level ones work their business. And that is so important because our goal here is to we have a lot of goals with our business, but our goal here is to grow a wide, successful level 1 business that's also deep. And I feel like this contest is allowing us to do that. So I'm really, really proud of every single person here. And like I said, we have a lot of people who are right on the brink of earning it too. Really excited to go and do that with you guys in a couple of months. Just as a reminder, with Punta Cana, we have this month left. So the month of December we have left. And as you guys saw last month, yes, the last 10 days we had the double credits for the enrollments. But even before that, we had a lot of people that were earning this. So you guys have a lot of time to earn this. If you're getting close, do not feel defeated. Don't give up now. Remember that you're earning credits when you and your level ones are enrolling, you're retaining your people, you're maintaining your rank, or you are ranking up as well as your level ones. So lean into your business. If you guys were able to watch the Diamonds in December video today from Jessica Heffley, she talks about mapping out your month. So map out your month. You know that we've got the holidays, we've got holiday parties, you've got probably kid presentations at school. If you're a parent, you might have holiday parties with your spouse or your best friend. Like, map all those things out and then figure out when you're going to sit down and work every single day. Make that a priority. Don't let that be on the back burner, because if it is, you're probably not going to earn this contest. So really prioritize when you're going to be showing up to do your work. So great job to everybody there. And then we had so many people enrolled in our team. We had 200 plus people on our team. All of these women right here earned the Plexus branded bag. Look at Carly, who added 9. She also is the one that went senior gold. We had Kanya, who added 8. Kanya, just to throw this out there, Kanya has added 17 people since September? That's amazing. 17 level 1 since September. Homegirl is 30 credits away from earning Punta Cana, and I just want to celebrate because she's been with Plexus longer than I have. And this is her first leaders retreat that she is going to earn. And I know that we are all celebrating and crying with her. So well deserved. So everybody here, so incredibly proud of you guys for leaning in and working really hard in the month of November. Don't stop. So now in December, we've got some fun things we have scheduled out for you. So today is the 4th. So we've got our team call with the beautiful Becky Page. Then remember, on Thursday the 7th is our Golden Above call. This is going to be a call that Jordan Roddenberry, Joanna Miller, and myself are leading, all 3 of us. Our 3 teams come together. Anyone who was at 100 pay points last month or more is invited to be on this exclusive call. I will also be doing a fun giveaway in our Golden Above thread. So make sure that you are live, that you are listening, and you're giving some of your feedback so that way you can be entered in to win the prize. We have our very last accountability group on the 11th. So just remember, tonight we'll finish up this call, we'll stay on this link, and then we'll do a very short accountability group for like 15-ish minutes after this call tonight. And then on the 11th, that's our last accountability group for the year. We'll start back up again in January. Then on the 13th, I'm hosting an opportunity event. This is going to be something that I really, really want all of us to be promoting and sharing this week and next week. I want all of us to invite our people that give us those warm, fuzzy feelings when we see them in person, or we see them in social media, or we think about them and our hearts are like, oh, they'd be so good at this. I'm going to challenge every single one of you to write down those people, so you don't just have them as a fleeting thought. Write their names down, and I'm going to challenge you to invite them to come and listen to this call on December 13th. That's, I think, Kanya's birthday. My birthday is the next day. So that's your birthday gift you can give to me. Have a guest come and be on that call, and it's going to be solely about the opportunity. Then on the 18th is our accountability group Christmas party. So if you have been a part of our accountability group, I will talk in more detail about that tonight, but we're going to do a really fun secret sister Christmas gift exchange. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then obviously Christmas, and then we're going to do our, what is this, 6th, 6th, our 6th annual 50-person reach out challenge starting on the 26th. We'll do that from the 26th until the 31st. This is something that we have done every single year since 2017. And so it's really fun. So when you're planning out your month, plan out even during that week that is a break. A lot of kids are going to be home from school. You're going to be traveling. Wake up early, stay up late. Do this for your business. you're having a whole team of people linking arms and doing this together. So I encourage you to plan out and make that commitment to do the 50-person reach out with us the end of December. So we also have the Diamonds in December daily trainings, who I'll watch the Jessica Heffley one this afternoon. Tomorrow is Sunny Keck on social media. That's going to be a really good one. Let's see what else. Oh, and then on the 28th, we're having the Stories event, and that's going to be, again, a 6th annual huge Stories event with Jordan's team, Joanna's team, and our team. And that's going to be more about the testimonials, the health products, health stories. And that is so beautiful because that's something that we can be inviting people to for the 50-person reach out. And then we can also be capitalizing on the new year, people wanting to get healthy and into shape. And then don't forget about our guided power hours that your jewels are giving Monday through Friday at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Standard, which is 12:30 Central. We do that for 1 hour, Monday through Friday. So that's what we've got there. Sorry, I don't know why I'm not breathing very well. It's like I've run a marathon, but I haven't. Slow down. Okay. I'm not going to go over all of this because you can go into the Help Center. You can also go into your Plexus Go app, and it tells you all of the fun things. We also have it on our team page, all the fun things that Plexus is giving. But I do want to highlight that we are getting a double rank up bonus this month. So we have a lot of people who went silver last month. We have a lot of people who joined our team, over 200 people who joined our team. Think about the blessing this double rank up would be for these people, getting money in their pocket, getting money in your pocket for ranking up. So make that a focus. Yeah, then I want you guys to go back and kind of read the fine line between all those, but I wanted to highlight that bonus. We talked about the Secret Sister gift exchange. Again, that's on the 18th. Stay on the accountability group call happening right after this. I will go into more details on that, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And then I just wanted to remind you, in September, we talked about a shift in our mindset, a shift on our team with this whole new concept of stop the float, start the focus. And so just as a reminder of what that is you are focused on where you want to go. You're breaking that down by goals that you're holding yourself to. You're mapping out when you're working, what you're working on, who you're working with, who you're reaching out to. Also having that focus of becoming excellent in your 4 pillars. I actually do the Diamonds in December call on Monday of next week, and this is exactly what I talk about. But this is so important for us to remember, stop floating in our business and really get focused on what our goals are and how we get there. And then lastly, I just said, remind yourself why you're doing this and get it done. No more excuses. You and your goals and your dreams and your why absolutely deserve your focus. And then I just have here our beautiful picture of some of our team from Nashville, from convention. Every single one of you are wildly capable. When I just look at this picture, I just look in your eyes and I just want to cry because I believe so much that every single one of you has what it takes. You have touched my heart personally. I know that you've touched so many other people's hearts, and I'm just so incredibly proud of our team. And so now, without further ado, I am going to stop the share. And I am so excited to welcome our beautiful friend, somebody who is very beloved in the Plexus community. She is a very brilliant, wise woman. She is somebody that I really respect. She's out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. That's where she lives now, but she's from Texas. She is a former therapist. She's a mom of 3, I believe. She has an incredible story. She also was a skeptic before she started Plexus, like many of us and many of the people that we work with. She's incredibly relatable. We love her so much. So I'm going to pass it off to the beautiful Becky Page.
Gosh, thank you, Emily. Hey, I want to shout out to 2 Fayetteville people who are on this team and on this call. Hi, ladies. I've got two like real life friends. I'm looking out and I'm like, there's Carrie Compton, there's Carly Owens. That's so fun. Okay, I'm excited to talk with you guys. I don't think I've ever talked to this team before, so that makes me really excited. Emily came and spoke on my team. We have a Monday masterclass call every Monday at noon, and we have leaders come and speak. And literally, Emily, we got off that call, and some of my senior goals were like, okay, well, she's officially my new favorite diamond. It was so great. I've been looking forward to coming and talking to you guys, and I hope it's okay if I tell you a little bit of my story. And then I want to talk with you about the idea of rebuilding, okay? Because that's something that is near and dear to my heart. And when you hear my story, you'll understand a little bit of why. So I joined Plexus in January of 2014. It's going to be my 10-year anniversary in January. And Andrea Mitchell is my direct sponsor. She's also an old friend. We were in each other's weddings, like in the hospital when each other's babies were born. And I'm just going to tell y'all, she had done Arbonne way back in the day. I was in seminary and she was doing Arbonne, and she would invite me to her Arbonne parties. And I wanted to be like, listen, I am broke. I cannot buy your expensive makeup. So I'll come to your parties and I'll put the cream on and all this stuff, but I can't buy any of this. And then she racked up so much debt. I don't think she would care that I was telling you guys this story. She racked up so much debt. It's a part of her story. On her credit card with her Arbonne business, because you had to buy all that inventory and keep it at your house. And she didn't want to tell her husband, and he found out, and she had a brand new 4Runner, and he sold it to pay off her Arbonne credit card debt. So she felt like a network marketing, flunk out. And I look at her now and I'm like, you weren't a flunky. You just needed the right company and the right comp plan and the right people. And so when she started Plexus, I literally texted her and was like, does Joe know that you're doing this? Because you're not supposed to do this stuff anymore. She was like, honestly, Ella, that's her daughter, who her eldest child has severe cerebral palsy. And she was like, we've had Ella on these products for several months. And I knew how important Ella's health was, and that if Ella, her daughter, was feeling better and was able to get off seizure medication, that was life altering. But at the time, I want you to know that this was, like I said, one of my dearest friends, and I would talk to her about Plexus only on Facebook. Like I had her number, but I'd only ask her she would post about it on Facebook, and I would be like, what's it like? What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. But in my head, it was still this weight loss drink. And all I could think was, oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for people who are trying to sell weight loss on Facebook. Like, how embarrassing. That's what I thought. But I would reach out, to her every time she shared. So deep down, I was curious, but I was really prideful and judgy. And Andrea would post, and our mutual friends would be like, oh my God, do you see these Plexus posts? This is so embarrassing. And I still, like, she would respond to me, and I would ghost her, guys. So I just say that so you know, like, if you're getting ghosted by somebody you care about, well, I did it to one of my best friends, okay? And then when I eventually did finally bite the bullet, because it took about 3 months, I think she joined in October, November, December. So January, I finally, near the end of January, was like, okay, I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. I want you to know that deep, 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 deep down, I really wanted something that worked, and I really needed extra income. At the time, I was a therapist, a Christian counselor in Dallas. I owned and had started a large private practice. We were in the Highland Park area of Dallas, really cared about my business. That was my brand. I was a therapist. We had been in Dallas for a long time. My husband was an attorney. We were living in a part of town that made us just feel like we had to really run hard to keep up with everyone around us. And so we had debt. We didn't want people to know that. We had a lot of pressure, like just self-employment taxes. It was like we just made just enough money to get taxed, to the gills. And we always felt like we were kind of running behind everyone else. And it was really stressful. I had a nanny that would watch my little ones. At the time I had 2 little ones. And I think my daughter was going into kindergarten when I started Plexus. I think she had just finished her first semester of kindergarten. And my little guy was home with a nanny all during the day. And I worked so hard at my counseling business because I owned it, right? It was kind of like the golden handcuffs of owning your own business. And Russ and I had been praying and asking the Lord to please provide some supplemental income for our family. And I just always thought it would come through my husband's work. I thought he extra real estate contracts, something like that, some kind of work that he could do on the side. But we needed extra income, but I was ashamed of that. And I did not want anyone to know. So I actually, in the back of my head, when I ordered my welcome pack, was thinking, okay, what if I kind of secretly do well? But I didn't want to talk about it. So I purchased the welcome pack. I called my mom and I said, hey, will you pray with me about whether or not I should do this? I just want to pray about it for 24 hours. And she was like, of course. So we prayed. My husband was like, hey, if you do this, I just want you to know we don't have an extra 130 in our budget every month. So you're going to have to figure out how to get these products covered. The idea that it was MLM, we didn't, that was not appealing at all. I'd never done network marketing. And like I said, with Andrew's experience, I was like, those things are too good to be true. People are, it's snake oil. People are just trying to get you, into this pyramid scheme. You're never going to make money. But I thought to myself, well, maybe if I could cover my products, that would be good. And I'll be honest, guys, I am an achievement junkie. If I'm going to do something, I want to be really good at it. We'll come back to that later. But so my mom said, hey, I think you should do this. I've been praying about it. I'd love to do it with you. I think the products sound like stuff that I need. So she was one of my very first ambassadors. Back then you had to join as an ambassador. And I talked to a friend in my community group, one of the girls that we had kind of been teasing Andrea behind her back for posting about Plexus and the pink drink on Facebook. And she actually jumped in right away because guess what? We were mocking it, but deep down we were really curious. Okay. So, and then my third ambassador was my husband, because about a weekend he started stealing my pink drink. And I was like, hey, love that you love it, but you have to join me so that I can make this bonus and we can actually cover this. He said, okay. So that was in January. I told Andrea, don't ever tag me on Facebook. I am a therapist. I cannot have weight loss affiliated with me at all. What are my eating disordered clients going to think if I'm talking about weight loss? And Andrea was the one that said, these are probiotics. So it's really, and I don't even think she used the word gut health because she didn't even know that back then, but she said something about probiotics. And it stuck with me that in 2013, I had started the research around probiotics becoming a major player in the field of psychology soon because of the gut-brain axis. So I had just enough in my hip pocket there to make me dangerous to go, this sounds like gut health. I think gut health is going to be this major movement in the mental health world in the years to come. And so I just embraced it. Here's the deal. At the time, I probably met the criteria for having an anxiety disorder. I was just undiagnosed because I was professional and working all the time. I had anxiety that would show up in the middle of the night. I don't know if you guys have ever had that type of anxiety. For me, it started in postpartum. And I think it happened as a result of, those middle of the night, your baby starts crying, you wake up and that kind of, and it just never went away. So even when I didn't have a nursing baby, if I woke up in the middle of the night, that would start my heart just racing and my thoughts would be racing. And it was just the immediate fearfulness. And then during the day, I was really short and irritable, not as a therapist, but kind of when I got home with my family, I just had a short fuse, which I now realize, okay, that's anxiety. After 1 month on the triplex, those symptoms just totally eased. And I don't mean to say that they were magical. I just mean it's so obvious to me now that I had such a dysregulated gut when I started Plexus. Even though I was a CrossFitter, I was eating Whole30. I thought I didn't need this. I had been spending a lot of money on another probiotic. And when I took those products together, I really think that it was the blood sugar combined with the gut healing and the candida killing Probio 5, that after a month, my husband was like, please stay on these products. You are so much calmer. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to be offended by you telling me that I'm calmer. I'm sleeping amazing. Like the sleep was the thing that just sold me, because I thought, man, I've had dysregulated sleep for a while. And it was suddenly like that college sleep, where you sleep until 9 and like you've drooled all over the pillow. You didn't move at all in the night. It's that amazing thing that eludes you once you become a parent. So I was sold on the sleep. And then pretty quickly, I started just having private conversations with people. I found out that a friend of mine named Rachel Neagle, we'd gone to Texas Tech together. I heard she was interested in Plexus. We got on the phone and I thought to myself, man, if she likes this stuff, we're going to have some fun. And I had enough of those conversations with either, old friends from college or a few people that I was in a community group with back in Dallas. And I just knew, okay, we're all kind of excited. We all knew that we were using these products, that we were feeling better. It was a slow thing, right? It was a slow adjustment, but there was this excitement about like, what is this? Like, what are we doing? And that just rolled through all of 2014. Let me tell you, looking back now, I think I had it pretty easy in the beginning. And I don't like saying that to you guys, but I want you to know that it is not the norm what happened to me. And what happened is that I went from being like, never ever tag me, I'm never going to post about it, to having private conversations, to privately going silver, helping a few other people going silver. And that just started to grow and grow and grow. And by May, I had ranked up to Ruby, and I double ranked Ruby to Senior Ruby in those first 5 months. And that is not the norm. That was also back when people were not really talking about their businesses of any sort on social media. Now it's completely the norm that everybody talks about all their businesses. And by business, I don't mean like your private business. I mean like what you're selling on social media. That was back when Instagram was just those weird filtered photos, and that was all you do. You hardly even said anything on Instagram. So we grew a lot. And I'll tell you this, the biggest regret I have in my first year is that I did not go wider. I would tell you guys, if you're focused on really doing this well, grow wide in your level ones. I remember I used to brag and say like, I've got like a good number of level ones and they're all my closest friends. And I don't even really think I need any more. And I look back and I'm like, you're so dumb. You thought people would do Plexus for the rest of their lives. So yeah, I personally sponsored like 20 people or less. And that's how I went Emerald. And it was pretty incredible. I had people who were growing, we were all doing the same thing. It was like, if you were joining Plexus, you were at the very least going gold. And that was just what our team looked like in 2014. I ranked up to Emerald that November. It was a wonderful season. Went Sapphire in the fall of 2015. So in the middle there, I had a miscarriage. And after that miscarriage, it was so heartbreaking. This was right before I went Emerald. And it was really hard. Obviously, I was full-time counseling. I want you guys to know I worked full-time all the way to Diamond. I was a full-time therapist. I did my business in the mornings. I got a lot done early in the morning. And then I would come home, and after I'd put my babies to bed, I got a lot done at night. And we were developing and growing leaders. That was the norm of what we did, but I didn't grow wide. And I was so partnered with a few people that I was best friends with. So I had like 2 legs that I really linked arms with, and we partnered so hard. And I thought, these people, and like, we're going all the way together. They'll never quit. I'll never quit. And the truth is that after Diamond, one of them just straight up quit. Now she's still a check collector, still gets paid 10 years later, still making a check, but like she just completely stopped working. And this was a dear friend, and we didn't have a conversation about it. It was like really, really awkward. And I want you to know that I took that personally. I totally thought it was about me. I thought that she doesn't want to talk to me about it. Now looking back, I'm like, it had nothing to do with me, but I made it so personal. And that became kind of like my Achilles heel in my business, was personalizing other people's decision to either walk away or ghost or quit. So I went Emerald in November of 2014, had a miscarriage. That miscarriage made me realize how bad I wanted another baby. Had a rainbow baby in 2015, and went sapphire like not long after she was born, and then went diamond in the spring of 2016. And it was wonderful. And our businesses were growing. And I thought, we're never, ever going to go backwards. This is amazing. Like, here we go to double diamond. And in the summer after I went diamond, I also decided to retire and sell my private practice, my ownership, back to my partners. And I went on what was going to be this amazing vacation with my family, like my first time to have a summer off since like my kids had been born. And I was suddenly like a full-time stay-at-home mom. And guys, on that vacation, we were in Colorado, and my husband had a stroke, like a huge stroke. And it was so traumatic. I mean, he couldn't move. He couldn't speak. We had to get him flown. I'm like nursing a baby. He had to be flown into Denver to treatment for a week. He made a full recovery. It's truly, truly amazing. But it was just one of those things that, like, super traumatic, super scary. And it caused me to have to really focus hard on family and step back from my business. And that was the month that I lost diamond. Like, I lost diamond points, and I think I lost them by like 29 points, something so like, but I thought, it's okay. It's fine. It's just summer. We'll get it back. And I'd never lost my rank before. So that's really like the beginning of, I would say, a struggle with points. And I think I spent that was 2016. I probably spent the next, I'm not kidding, 3 to 4 years struggling to get diamond back, lose it, get it back, lose it, get it back, lose it. And all the while, the biggest problem was that I was so invested with the other leaders on my team, and I shifted into kind of this self-preservation mode of business. Like, let me just make sure this leader is okay. Let me make sure this leader is okay. I would add, but I wasn't growing. I wasn't thinking about going wide. Yes, I was in management mode, hardcore. Now, here's the bummer. I can, like, if Genevieve were to stand up at some convention and be like, Becky Page, would you get up here and just share 5 minutes of your top thoughts on mindset? I would be like, yes. Okay. All right. I can do this. I like public speaking. I'm okay with these kind of things. And so a lot of people hate that. That would be like some of your absolute worst nightmares, right? But not mine. I'm fine with that. I was comfortable with looking like I was leading when what I was really doing was managing. So I went into like all the team calls. I'm going to host everything. I'm going to train on every product. I'm going to serve on the product board. I'm going to become a jewel trainer. It was like everything, because my points were shifting, and I was so invested in feeling like my worth was in my points. I was doing everything to look like I'm busy, like I'm maintaining, like I'm growing, when inwardly there's this major imposter syndrome happening, because I'm like, oh my God, I cannot hold my rank firm. Like, I grow and that person fades, and I grow this person, that person fades. And I had major leaders who were not showing up. And so I would over show up for them. Does that make sense? So it was just years of this. And I think I would say one of the hardest seasons for me was I was in a rebuilding stage in 2021, and I actually built so strong on my outside leg, going, okay, like I built under my husband, because I was like, I need to build a leg that I control, because I know I'm not going to leave. Like, I'm going to build under him. And I built him up to Ruby in 2021 and had some really strong people. And when I say that, once again, like for the 5th time in a row, the bottom fell out and people got up and walked away from their businesses. And sometimes it's something like somebody's aging parent passed away. You know, you don't have a plan for what that's going to look like in someone's life. But I took it personally for the last time. I spent like the end of 2021 going, what did I do wrong? And my husband had to be like, you have to stop personalizing it. This is obviously how this business goes. You've been doing this for long enough that you know you didn't make someone walk away from their business, but you have to stop sitting around in this kind of like pity party place. It was one of those things where anytime I talked to another leader, it was like I so badly wanted them to ask me, how are you doing? So I could be like, let me tell you what happened. Like, let me tell you my sob story, because I wanted it to be validated. I wanted someone to be like, oh my gosh, you've done everything you could and someone walked away. And I wanted to spend time there. And that was a real waste of time. So I will be honest with you guys. I spent 2022 as a diamond kind of feeling like the only person in my levels 1 through 4 who was working my own business. And I realized if that's what it takes, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build. I'm going to build and I'm going to go wide. And I don't care if other jewels under me don't show up. I don't care if my senior rubies or rubies don't show up. I don't care if nobody adds. I'm going to change and grow. And that was a huge shift that happened for me. In the meantime, I had moved from Dallas to Northwest Arkansas, and I was really scared, like terrified, because I was making all new friends after a season of 20 years, very established in Dallas, lots of friends from college, lots of friends from the church that I'd kind of like grown up in after college. And feeling really known in the mental health sphere, to suddenly like, I'm full-time Plexus, and we moved to Fayetteville, and people would be like, what do you do? And I would be like, I used to be a therapist. I was like so afraid to say I do network marketing. And I was afraid as a diamond. So just know, like, rank does not make your insecurities and your shame go away. But I had to spend some time here, like building new friendships and really getting to a place where I felt proud of what I do. And I wasn't afraid of people not becoming my friend. So let me give you a few points that I learned from rebuilding. The first you need to know is that most people, and I hate to say this, but you need to know, most people will take the back door out if it's available. When God called my husband and I to move here to Northwest Arkansas, the only income we had was Plexus. And I'm going to be honest, that sucked, because it put us in a really insecure, like we felt insecure about that. God called my husband to leave his job as an attorney, to move his family here, and to wait. And we spent 5 years with my former attorney husband being completely unemployed. The only paycheck he drew was from Plexus. And that felt really insecure. But what I learned that really is beautiful is that that's because God really wanted us to just do Plexus for this season. It was all he gave us. And so I didn't have any, like, there was no backdoor way out for me. I didn't have like, I couldn't leave and like do something else. I had to make this work. And it made me have to learn, one, to become proud of what I do and to want to be excellent at it, because that is to the glory of God when I seek excellence in this job. Okay. But also it made me realize when someone else has a back door, I get why they would take it. It's hard. It's the hard work that we do. It is so much personal development and growth. And I say that as a former therapist, this job is harder. It really is. It has forced me to really examine the places and spaces in my thoughts that are unhealthy, and especially to have to lead other people through the same thing that I've struggled with. It's difficult. But if you really want to do this, you are going to have to burn the ships. You guys know that analogy. Alec Clark loves to use it about, I'm going to butcher this, but somebody back during the time of the Spaniards, either when they were discovering America or some new continent, some new nation got discovered, and this explorer made his troops burn their ships so that they couldn't go back home. And the idea is, if you're going to commit, then really commit. Like, don't faux commit. Truly commit in a way that lets you go, even when this is hard and ugly and I'm embarrassed or ashamed, I'm going to keep pressing forward. And honestly, it will be really beautiful. God's going to do some neat things in your life because you got really uncomfortable about that. So you've got to remove excuses. Self-pity is one of the most dangerous things to your mindset. And it's because it sometimes feels really good. It feels like what you want. You want to feel sorry for yourself. And honestly, you probably want one of your uplines to feel really sorry for you too. Whether, maybe you've got a really difficult situation in your life. Maybe your husband's not supportive. Your family's not supportive. Maybe you've got such a hard job and so little time to do what you want to do, so little time to achieve your goals. Maybe you've got a health situation that makes it so difficult, but self-pity is poison to your mindset because it really does allow you to validate why you shouldn't achieve your goals. The need to explain to people everything that's hard, that's still in line with that mindset. And honestly, it keeps you thinking this is too hard. And anything that tells you this is too hard is really standing in the way of your goals. And I mean that. Like, it's okay to have a day where you're like, I need a break. I had a tough time this past week. I got rejected, or I had a VIP get angry about me about something. I get that. We all have those days. And that's why you do need to take good care of yourself. But you also need to take care of your mindset. And that means taking the self-pity, the thoughts that this is so hard, I can't do this at all. You've got to really weed those out. Otherwise, it's going to be your back door, right? At some point. 2, who you partner with, it really, really matters. This came up on our call with Emily today. We were talking about choosing partners that really push you to be a better version of yourself. I think I spent a long time because I wanted so bad to look like I was doing all the right things, to look like I was working so hard. And I really partnered with people that did not want to grow as much as I did. They were, we were all kind of had the appearance of working hard, but it really wasn't happening. There wasn't true accountability. If you don't partner with people that cause you to grow upwards, your business does suffer. You've got to keep adding and helping your new people also partner well, whether that's with you, with some of your other team members or sidelines. That's so crucial. By the way, about 3 years ago, Rebecca Faux, who's a good friend of mine, she gave me permission to start leaving any chats where there was a spirit of real negativity. And I would tell you guys, that was powerful for me. I was in several, especially Jewel chats, where there were people who would complain. And like every time something would come out from corporate, they were really quick to point out what they didn't agree with it. And I had to learn, leave those chats, like get away from people who are poisoning your mindset. That's huge. And then the third thing I want to tell you guys tonight is that one way to raise your leadership lid, this is especially if you're growing or rebuilding, is to take radical ownership of your business. And that starts in looking at your virtual office. So I don't know about you guys. I don't know if that's, one of the values of your team is to spend time in your virtual office every day. I hope it is, because you need to know your daily numbers in order to know whether or not you're keeping up with your goals. This has to do with everything from, and guys, I will tell you one of my biggest goals for this month is I need to know what new VIPs from last month don't have subscriptions. Like, those details matter. It matters to me to know who's recruiting, because that's who I want to partner with. Like, do they know how to onboard? Great. They're a great recruiter. Do they know how to develop? Do they know how to help someone get to silver? You've got to be in your virtual office checking things out. Whose credit card declined? Because if you want to be great at customer service, and you want to hold on to your rank, you're going to have to do the work of reaching out to those people. So getting in your virtual office is huge. It's so important. Do you track your business like it's your business? I say this because for a long time, I just wasn't a numbers person. My husband, like I said, he's an attorney. He loves numbers. I don't really love numbers. And so I'd be like, oh, that's just not my gift. My gift is training. And I finally had to realize, no, like, this is my business. I have to care about this stuff. I have to track these things. So now I force myself to track every single day. I'm in there, not just looking, but like literally keeping track of it in my notes, going through, like organizing my goals, making sure that my numbers are matching my goals. And then here's another question. what are things that your upline does, someone in your upline, maybe it's not your direct line, not your direct sponsor, but maybe someone in your upline that you admire. What is something that they are doing that you don't do? And I want to ask you, like, why? So maybe it's recruiting. Maybe you've got someone in your upline who is recruiting a lot and you don't do that. And you're like, oh, why don't I do that? Maybe it's that they speak on a call, or they host their own opportunity online event or messenger event. Or maybe they go and speak on a Power Partners team call. But I want you to think about an upline that you really admire, someone that you go, oh, really, like, I want to emulate her. And I want you to think about what they do regularly that you don't do, and really ask why. Now, listen, if you're a new silver and you're looking at Emily, there's probably a lot that Emily does that you don't do. That's normal. But I'm talking like your next rank. Who's someone at the rank that you want to be that does things that you don't do? And I want you to spend some time really thinking about why. I really think when we push ourselves to grow in those areas of like, oh, I don't like to do that, I don't want to do that, when we push ourselves into some uncomfortable territory, that's when some really beautiful work grows. And I've had to do that at not only at every rank, but at every season. I've had to go, why am I not doing this thing? I want to be like this. I want to push myself. Even like this past month, it was like, you know what? I don't send emails. I mean, like newsletter emails. Like, I don't do that. And I was noticing that Andrea, my sponsor, would do something like that. And I could say, like, well, she has a professional VA that she's using. But then I was like, you know what? I can teach myself Flowdesk. I can totally lean into this. It's uncomfortable. The more I lean in and try something new, a whole nother next level of my business expands. So even if it's something as small as speaking on a team call, I want to encourage you guys to lift your lid in some way this month that causes you to feel a little bit uncomfortable, to try something that you're not usually used to doing. That would be incredible for you, because where you press into that discomfort, that's where later you gain confidence, and your business needs you to be confident. So, okay. Oh, I feel like I crammed a lot, but I hope I didn't overspeak or.
No, I think that's beautiful. And I think that it's encouraging for people of any rank, whether you're brand new or you've been here for a minute, that just like we talked about on your call today, Becky, that there are highs and there are lows in this business. And it's easy to look at other people, kind of like people may have been looking at Becky, like what she was saying. Like, she is this, jewel trainer, and she's asked to be on this thing and this thing and this thing, and she's always around. But people didn't know, like, she was really struggling in her business, and she was not hitting the goals that she wanted, and she felt alone when she was looking at her levels 1 through 4. I mean, so many of us at some point can relate with that, of like, I'm the only one doing the business, like I don't have anybody doing this business. And the thing is, she made the decision of, okay, I've got to make that change, because for 3 or 4 years, it sounds like from her story, there was a lot of like mindset stuff that she was going through, and it finally got better when she made the decision to go and make some changes, regardless if people in her current team were doing it with her. There are a lot of really great things that you talked on here, but especially just like the self-pity and the stop making excuses, because that's, again, what we are kind of shifting as a team of stop the float, start the focus. To me, that's a lot of that. Like, stop making excuses, stop sitting in that self-pity, stop looking side to side, and start taking ownership of your business and have that focus. And again, if you're new here, you're like, what in the heck is happening? What are you people talking about? But the thing I put in the chat, I believe to my core, is that yes, this is hard. And like Becky talked about, it's really hard business. And she said it's harder than what she was doing with her therapy. And she owned that business, and it was a big business. And she's saying that this has been harder, but look at this. She's still here. 10 years later, she is still here. She stepped away from therapy to pursue this for a reason, because there is something really beautiful when you find something that gives you purpose, and that creates passion, and that creates community. There's something that is to be said when you open up your text messages or your Facebook Messenger and somebody says, hey, I just got my lab work back and my cholesterol numbers dropped, or my A1C numbers dropped, or whatever. Like, there's such beauty in that. And so I don't want anybody to hear this, especially if you're new or you're in a place of maybe you've felt stagnant for a while. I don't want you to hear, oh gosh, this is hard. Even if I get to diamond, it's going to be hard. I want you to hear it is absolutely worth it. If it wasn't, she wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. Kara, Lacey, Liz, any of us wouldn't be here if the hard overtook the purpose and the passion and the beauty of what we get to do. We are running out of time, but does anybody have a question or a comment you'd like to share in the last minute or two with Becky? Lots of great comments coming through about how this has been really impactful. I think really touching the hearts of a lot of people where people are. Anybody have a question or thought? Okay. Becky, thank you so much for taking time out of your night.
Absolutely.
We really value this. I will get the recording uploaded to YouTube and send it to everybody here. Becky, I'll share it with you too if you want to share it with your team.
Great.
This is
Great.
super valuable. Thank you, Becky. So very
Thank you guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you later.
Bye, Becky. Thank you. And then we're going to go ahead and transition to our accountability group. So again, if you're new here, we do quarterly accountability group where we hold one another accountable to do like the non-negotiables of our business Monday through Friday, 5, 6, 7 days a week. So that way we can grow in our business and in our leadership. And so we are coming to the end of our fall accountability group. We will start back up again the beginning of January. I'll have set dates scheduled for everybody, but we're going to spend the next just a few minutes coming together as an accountability group. So if you're not in the accountability group, you're welcome to stay, but you're also welcome to go be with your family or go send some messages, go take a bath. So thank you guys for being on. All right, let me stop the recording.